Hello guys and welcome back to my channel Firewall again. In this video we are going to configure a site-to-site VPN between two checkpoint appliances. I would say VMs because this is a VM environment. Topology is very simple. You'll be having one security gateway. So I would say security gateway 1 uh, and I would say the site 1. And you will be having another security gateway. I would say security gateway 2 and site 2. Okay, let me have the IP addresses. So the tunnel will be formed between these two gateways. So this side I will have IP address 192.168.1.200, and the other side will be having the IP address 192.168.1.91. This is a lab environment, so don't bother about the IP addresses, just understand the concept. And behind this security gateway, there are certain networks. So one of course 192.168.1.0/24. The other one is like 10.10.10.0/24, and probably we will add one more if required, but just understanding 172.16.0.0/24. And this side you'll be having one subnet, which is 192.168.1.0 subnet, and we'll be trying to establish a tunnel between both the security gateway and see communication between these IP addresses. So this is a small topology. Let's go ahead and configure. So here I have R81.10 and R80.30 OSs. SMS having R81.10. This is my smart management server, and gateway having R80.30, and both are the Gaia OS. And the other side I have this checkpoint appliance. It has a variety of the applications generally used in a small scale deployments. So let me just quickly log into this appliance. So as you can see, we have R80.20 OS. I'll be talking more of this particular VNF appliance on different video, but the scope of this video is configuring the VPNs. So let me quickly go to my smart console, and from here I'll be configuring the one side. So number one thing, when you're going to configure a VPN, you need to configure what are the VPN peers you have. Basically the other side gateway. So with respect to the checkpoint, we need to configure remote gateway, I would say, as an interoperable device. So if you go to the main tab, from here if you go to the object explorer, and if you see here there is a new, from new you want to go ahead into the network objects. From here go to more, and if you see here there is something called interoperable device. Just click to it, give it a name. I would say remote underscore gateway. One, give it IP address. As per the topology, it's a 192.168.1.91. Then you have to go to the link selection, and you have to say it's a main IP address. VPN advanced, which topology you want here. I would say VPN tunnel per subnet pair. If you go back to the topology, if you see here, You need to define your encryption domains. So encryption domains are nothing but your interesting traffic which is going to flow between both sides, right? So if you click here and here, you can select if you have any encryption domain already defined. For now, I have already created this object, so I'll just take the reference of it, which is from my other side as well. So this remote LAN is one of the network group I have created. So these are the IP addresses I would expect from the remote side to come in my network. So I am selecting this. Okay. So nothing much here. You just have to provide your name, then IP address of your remote gateway. Topology will look like this. You have to add your VPN domain here, basically encryption domain, then ring selection, then which IP address it should, consider as external IP address here for the communication to the your gateway. So you can give whatever you have. VPN or advanced, one VPN tunnel per subnet pair you need to select. I have multiple videos on this guy on this particular topic. You just go ahead and watch that what this means. Okay, so let me click OK. So one part is done. Second thing, you need to have a VPN community. So VPN community, again you have to go to this new, and if you see here there's something called VPN community, star community, mesh community. Also I have multiple videos on this, what is star community, mesh community. Just go ahead and watch those videos. Now I'm just clicking star community, and here I'm going to give say VPN 1 underscore site or VPN underscore site 1. Center gateway, this is the gateway where I'm doing the configuration. The satellite gateway is your remote gateway. Center gateway is the gateway where I'm doing the configuration. Satellite gateway is the gateway which is your remote gateway. Next is your encrypted traffic. This is important. Accept all encrypted traffic on. You have to select both center and satellite gateway. If you select only the satellite gateway, the traffic will be the unidirectional. So we don't want that. It is bidirectional. So select this. And the rule apply to all internal managed community members. Log traffic, define go property, log and alert over there, which is good. Once you selected both central and satellite gateways, then you have to go to encryption, and as per the standard practice, you have to decide what encryption methods, encryption should you going to use. So IKEY version 1, IKEY version 2 selections and everything, it depends on up to you. Here, as you can see, you can use this encryption should, which is by default, over there, or you can define as per your requirement, like custom and everything. So basically, for this, I'm just using this for now, but it is up to your requirement how you can use this. If you want to use perfect forward secrecy, you can define this here. Also, I have videos on perfect forward secrecies. Go ahead and watch that and understand what it is. For now, I don't have any requirements, so I'm not doing this. Then override encryption for externally managed gateways. If you want to have such requirements where you want to override some encryption domains for externally managed gateways, you can select add those here as per your requirement, but we don't have that requirement as of now. Then tunnel management. Then one VPN tunnel per subnet pair. If you want permanent tunnel, I don't have this requirement as of now, so I'm not selecting this. Again, I have multiple videos on this on a permanent tunnel things. You just go ahead and watch those videos and understand how it works. VPN routing, then how you want to route the communication from the central gateway to the rest of the gateway. So how it is now, if I select this to center only, Then from the remote gateway, the communication, if initiated, that will go from the center gateway. If you have another requirement, another gateway communicating here, so it only go from the center gateway. Likewise, we have other options. As per requirement, you have to select these options. So for now, I'm selecting to center gateway only. MIP exclude services. I don't have this requirement. Now let's do this. Shared secret. Shared secret is important, guys. It is a certain key which we need to provide in your local gateway and the remote gateway. Based on this match key, the communication happen. So shared secret is important because we are doing this site-to-site VPN based on the shared secret key. So we need to define this. And now if I want to edit this, I can edit. I'll just give a strong shared secret key. But for the lab, I'm just giving any simple key for the communication purpose. But it is recommended to provide a secure and very strong shared secret key. Okay, wired mode and the advanced things is wired mode is certainly we are not doing it, so I'm not selecting any over here. Advanced, it is important like how your I key phase 1 and I key phase 2 associations renegotiate at what time basis, so that you have to define here. And the other properties like disable net inside the VPN community, you can select this. This is like both center and satellite gateway or only satellite gateway. Again, I have a video on this, what is the NAT inside the VPN community. Just go ahead and watch that video and understand how it works, right? If you want to reset all the properties what you have set up, you just click here and that will happen. For now, I'm not doing that. Now we are good with the community and the name is VPN site 1 and I am clicking OK here. Okay, now it's saying your shared secret password is required at least a 20 character length. That is a minimum requirement, but if you wish to continue without that, you can do it. So I'm saying for now yes, but you don't have to do this. This communication need to be secure, so you have a secure pre-shared key for sure. So two basic things are important things are done. Now two important things have done, and then the number 3 things comes. It's all about your gateway properties setup. So first you have to open your gateway and directly go to the IPsec VPN. Before that, you need to understand there is something called IPsec VPN here. You have to select this box. If you not select this IPsec VPN, then it will not act as a VPN gateway. Okay. Then you have to go to the VPN section. Here you are seeing the security gateways participating in following VPN community, and you are getting the name of that VPN community. Here link selection is again important, like from which IP address the communication should happen. So I am saying I want this IP address to be the face of my gateway and communicate to the remote gateway. So I'm selecting this. Again, you have other options here. If you want operating system routing table, I mean when initiating the tunnel, how the process will be, operating system routing table or route based probing. I'll be having a separate video on this detail, how this initiating a tunnel with respect to operating system routing table and routing based probing happens. But for now, we are utilizing operating system routing table for this communication, and we are logging this communication. Next, VPN advanced. Here you have to select your VPN tunnel sharing. We have agreed upon one VPN tunnel per subnet pair, so I'm selecting that. Support NAT traversal applies to remote access and site-to-site connection. So if you are not sure what it is, you have to go ahead and watch my video about the NAT traversal, or you can get understanding on this. This is not a part of this video, so I'm not explaining this, but in short, the NAT traversal is something you have to select when if you feel there is some NAT devices in between, and because of that the communication may be interrupted. And there's a phenomenon behind it, how it works. So for now I'm selecting it, and I think we are good from this side. And number four thing, not much important, but you have to check if you have to go. If you go to this global properties, there is also here, there's a VPN section. Here you are saying VPN configuration method, simplified mode, traditional mode, and traditional or simplified mode as per these things. So if you see there is a recommendation which is simplified mode, and the traditional mode is the legacy mode. If you want to select this, if you want to set up a VPN in a traditional mode, again there is a certain difference between simplified mode and traditional mode. I have already discussed this on another video, so just go ahead and watch this video. But for now we are selecting the simplified mode, and then if you go more into this, you have certain properties. For now don't touch this, just for the sake of understanding, have this by default. Click OK. The 3-4 steps are done, and now the last step, which is critical and important, you need to have a policy in place. So what I'm going to do, I'm just creating a policy below the admin access rule. You can create whichever place is important for the VPN communication, and provided communication is not interrupting. So I'm giving a name, site to site VPN traffic. Source is your encryption domains, what we have. So for now I would say 192.168. So this is the local NAT, and I want a remote. So this is a local LAN, and I want a remote LAN as well. Two important subnets, and again I want one more in case. So I would say my LAN, the IP address is 10.10.10.0/24. So I have added 3 networks, and you can see the subnets 192.168.1.0/24, 192.168.1.0/. Okay, so this is my remote LAN, but having the same IP address. I have put it this here for the purpose that you can also, understand whatever the remote gateway having internal network, which is supposed to be participate in this communication, I mean this VPN communication, that gateway, that subnet you need to involve here or enter here, right? It need to be here. That's why I put it this. And my LAN is one of my subnet as well. Similarly, you have to have destination like this. So source and destination will look like this. So I'm just copy pasting this details here. Next, if you see the traditional way of doing VPN thing, generally what we used to do, we used to add our community here, not this. For example, specific VPN community like this, just we have created, right? Whatever the services you want to accept this communication, yes, and log the communication. But now we don't have to add this community here. It's has a logic itself. For example, if you come here and if you selecting this option, accept all encrypted traffic on both sides of the gateway, in that case you don't have to add this here. Okay, if you add it here, the policy will not install, policy push will not happen. So I'm just deleting that. Okay, So from this side, I think we are good to go. So I'm just pushing and installing the configuration, and let's move to the other side. So this is the other side gateway. I'm just entering my username and password. If you log into this gateway, you have to come to the VPN section and you have to check multiple things. Now we are talking about the side to side. Go to the blade control. You have to enable this side to side VPN. You should have this on green mark. VPN site, you have to create a VPN site. So say VPN site 1. What option you need to select for the connection type? I said host name or IP address. So remote site IP address I need to give here 192.168.1.200, right? Behind static NAT or something like that. We don't have that preset key. You just have to enter the preset key here and both the site. I want to confirm that. If you are using a certificate, then certificate options is here. And what are the encryption domain you want to have, like interesting traffic, you can select from here. So this is basically the traffic of your remote network, right? So the other side network. So give it IP address 192.168.1.0, subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Apply. Add one more 10.10.10.0, subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Apply. Add one more, say 172.16.0 or 0, 255.255.255.0, right? Apply. So now go to the encryption, and over here you need to select encryption settings, IKEY phase 1, IPsec phase 2 settings. You need to have similar settings what you have with your remote gateway. So accordingly it will act. Otherwise, if the setting is mismatched, then tunnel will not form, then there will be an issue. So I'll be selecting whatever default we have here, and if you go to the advanced, you'll be seeing this option. Remote gateway is checkpoint security gateway, whether you want to enable permanent VPN tunnel or not, or disable NAT for this site. And what encryption method you want to use, whether IKEY version 1 or 2. I'll be selecting everything as default and I'll be apply this. So basic thing is done. The testing of the remote tunnel is happening, and now I want to first install the policy and then do the retesting. Okay. So this is how you can set up a site-to-site VPN communication between your checkpoint gateways. One is your small size appliance, one is your enterprise or mid-size appliance. Let's wait for the policy installation to take place. Meanwhile, I'll just go to the logs. I want normal logs. All right, let me say today. Let me filter my source IP address 192.168.1.91. That is my remote gateway, and destination IP address would be 192.168.1.200, which is my local gateway. Okay, let me just press enter, and as you can see, there is a packet. It's the same time. So As you can see, there's a tunnel test packet is going on from the remote gateway. This is my IP address. This is my remote gateway IP address. And if you see, the match rule is 2, which means the packet is hitting to the site-to-site VPN gateway. So this is how you can configure the site-to-site VPN between local and remote gateway. So guys, thanks for watching this video and have a wonderful day.